Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Sippin' Sports. Like I've said before, get your coffee, your vodka, or your water ready. Whatever you're drinking, we don't care. We're here to bring you some Philly sports talk today and more. Wrestlemania is in Philadelphia this weekend. The Sixers seem to bounce back with Embiid finally coming back. The Eagles have a plethora of cornerbacks, and the Philadelphia Phillies have some really questionable, we'll say, at the least, uniforms. We have a very special guest I want to introduce real quick joining us for our first segment today. We want to welcome a good friend of the show, Cole Tomp, to the pod. How you doing today, my man?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful, man. You know, you said vodka, and I think I almost threw up just hearing the word, but we're surviving. We're surviving.
Did you want to throw up when you saw these jerseys too, my man? What are your opinion on these City Connects? Sorry, Chris gets credit for that one too.
You know, honestly, I don't hate them as much as most people do, man. I don't think they're that bad. I think it's a nice look, a nice design. I get it doesn't really align with the Phillies colorways, and it doesn't really seem like a Phillies jersey, but that was kind of the point, is kind of connect with the roots of a city. Yeah, and the number 7 is brutal. That's ugly. That one they definitely messed up on. But just overall, the look and the hats are clean. I love the hats. But yeah, I don't think they're that bad, man. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm on the completely opposite side of that spectrum.
You are.
They keep talking about connecting with the city. What's more, with the city than red, white, and blue? I mean, the Declaration of Independence was signed here. Like, we are red, white, and blue here. Why are you putting? I know it's this stupid flag that literally nobody likes, and I just know the colors from it, but I don't even know what it looks like really. Like, the flag is stupid, and I mean, we'll talk about the question mark in a little bit, but like, why? And Nike sucks too. That's the other thing, is these jerseys are just terrible jerseys in general. So, and I miss the red jerseys. I think that's more of it, is those red jerseys were sweet.
That's fun.
Let me ask you guys something too, real quick. If we would have done these jerseys in red, would you guys have bought them? Like, same thing, just in maroon. I was talking about that with my barber yesterday, and I said I would totally buy it. Same font, same everything. Just do it in either this red, or I think maroon would be 10 times cooler.
As long as the question mark is not involved, then sure. I guess so. I mean, that is awful. I mean,
it's the same font would use that.
Yeah, the font's okay. I mean, like the font, like the Philly font in the front's cool. But I mean, we saw this leaked. It was kind of like, it kind of gave me the same vibe as, like, honestly, like the freaking yellow jackets that they did with the Eagles, like in what was it, 08, I think it was, where like Kevin Curtis went off and everything like that. So these jerseys are just, I mean, as Chris said, they're awful. They don't really connect with the city. I mean, you see, I mean, they do apparently, but nobody knows what the freaking flag looks like. I mean, I've only seen it at like City Hall and whatever, but like I don't even look at it. It's like nobody just like gives a crap about the flag. It's not like how it is like in Texas, where you got the Texas flag like at every door. I've never seen anybody with the Philly flag, the Philadelphia flag outside their doors. Like, I just haven't seen it. So I don't get why they did it.
I'm not digging it at all. But it's weird because I like the hat, I like the jersey, but as a unit, I don't think it just doesn't flow right. And think of how hot these jerseys are going to be when it's 100 degrees outside and you're wearing dark blue. These players will sweat their asses off.
Oh, that's a fair point. Would you like them? Would you think more highly of them if they were for another team? Like, if they weren't for your favorite team? Do you think that ruins it a little bit that it's for the Phillies?
Probably not. I'd probably rag on it even more.
That's valid. That's fair.
Well, I mean, a bunch of teams have been doing the blue and yellow. I mean, you saw the Red Sox do it. The Brewers did it with Bruce. I mean, they're kind of already blue and yellow anyway. But it's just like, as Chris was saying, and Dalton was saying as well, it didn't really go with the red, white, and blue. And I mean, like, there was none of that. I mean, there's blue. But I mean, yeah, it would make more sense if it had to do with 1776. If they kind of like, I mean, it sucks to think that we got rid of the red jerseys to really just replace them with these god awful vomit jerseys. That's what I think of them. But I agree with Chris with the hat part. The hats are okay. They're all right. Maybe I'll cop one. But a jersey, that's that for a fact, though. I know that I said I would never buy a Sixers crypto jersey, but I did. I was stupid about it. But for this, I promise you, I will not freaking buy this jersey, especially with that number 7. Oh my god, that's awful.
The hat you will buy.
The hat, I just said I might buy the
I'm
hat.
gonna buy the hat. The hat's
Yeah,
sick.
the
I'm
hat
with you
looks-
guys all on that. The jersey could have been better if they imagine if they would have done like it's like a light blue to a really dark blue navy is kind of the way I see it, like from a distance. What if they would have done like this red to a maroon, a really dark? That would have been cool even too. There's just so many better ways that they could have done this, and like it should have just been like, okay, let's try out the city flag. Let's give it a rip. And then they give it a try, and then they should have just been like, holy shit, okay, nope, scrap this. The fact that they were working on this for 3 years, they said, that's an abomination. You can look at this right. Yeah, the Phillies said in a video on CBS Philadelphia, they said, we've been working on this jersey for 3 years now. I said, 3 years? It took me 1 second to look at that and go, okay, that sucks. The hat's cool, though. You know what I mean? So do better.
It's the yellow that just kills it for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Even the blues don't make sense, too, because the blues, I was going to say, the blues, like, are just, they aren't Phillies blue. You know what I mean?
It looks like the Philadelphia Soul of the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah,
it's not even
Soul of the Union. I will say my video that I made yesterday, at first, the way they showed the jerseys, it looked like the Jacksonville Jaguars at first. But then I realized I'm like, maybe it looks different in the light, and it does. It looks more like a Chargers kind of blue, a baby blue. So that's where I was like, okay, thank God this isn't the Jacksonville Phillies or whatever the freak. Because I was like, what why are we commemorating the freaking Jaguars? Like, it didn't make any sense.
When I first heard they were going to use the city flag, I was deathly afraid it was going to look similar to those Eagles ones you guys were talking about.
Yeah. Yellow Jackets.
Hideous. The worst jersey ever.
I hate how people wear them and they still think they're like, oh, it's a legendary jersey. It isn't. That was when it was the Yellow Jackets. That's in Frankfurt, which Frankfurt wasn't even a real place in Philadelphia. It's just a street or whatever. So that's what I didn't understand why they ever brought this back.
Yeah, these, I don't know. These are up there. Would you guys say that these are the worst uniforms in Philadelphia history real quick or no?
No,
not even close.
Frankfurt
they're bad, but they're not that bad.
Yeah, they're not that bad. I would say the Eagles Yellow Jackets ones were the worst.
Yeah, I agree.
The Sixers have had some. I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but the Sixers have had some. When they first switched back to the royal blue, those like original, like when they switched back to the royal blue after the Iverson look.
Oh yeah,
those were bad too. Like they literally looked like practice jerseys.
Yeah, like
I mean, they were basically a practice squad at that point, but
yeah, true. Was that the Nerlens Noel era? Is what you're talking about? Those jerseys, yeah.
Those were just so plain.
I kind of liked them because they were simple, but at the same time, I kind of see what Cole's saying. They kind of sucked because they were so like it looked like a 1946 jersey. Like literally,
also those Allen Iverson, the Allen Iverson
on it.
The what?
Is that the one you're talking about? The one that said Phila, or is it the like?
Yes,
the,
yes.
Sixers
okay,
and
that
Phila,
was like the Will Chamberlain era, I think it was, and that's what it was.
Yeah, it was just the basic. It literally was just a blue jersey that said Phila on it, and like it just looked. Was not a fan of it. And I love the Iverson Sixers logo and the black jerseys with it. Those were awesome jerseys.
They
always bring that back.
Instead, they brought back the one with the city skyline on it, which I hated at first, but they grew on me a little bit.
I mean the Boathouse Row.
Yeah.
Yep, that was designed by Ben Simmons. Yep. I keep on telling Dalton that, but he's like, it's a nice jersey.
I still like it, even though I hate Ben Simmons. It's still, in my opinion, a pretty dope jersey. I'm a
black
fan
one. The black one you're talking about?
The black one, yeah.
I like that jersey too. I do.
I'll give credit where credit's due. Even though Simmons is still a douchebag, give credit where credit's due.
Then they had the Rocky. The gray ones were awful.
Oh yeah, with the stars. Yeah, I didn't actually.
Yeah, that was terrible. The Jimmy Butler year. Yeah, they were awful.
Yeah, they were ass. Now I know what you're talking about. Oh my
Yeah.
God, they look like fucking
They were like a
sweatpants on a
gradient
jersey.
That's what they were supposed to
Right
look
about
like. It
that.
was awful, dumb.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad. The Sixers, I mean, I feel like they roll out like 3 different new jerseys every year.
Yeah, that's true.
They just keep on missing. They got to just bring back the black 01 jerseys. They gotta
Exactly.
do it.
That was the best jersey that they've had.
Mhm.
The
And how
best
many years
jersey.
we've been telling that now? 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, dude. I love that jersey. I love that look.
It's a good one for sure. Cole, we want to thank you for joining us. This definitely won't be the last time on the show. Tell everybody where they can find you as well on social media for us.
Right there, Cole Tomp. That's all it is. Simple. All you gotta do, Cole Tomp. Find me on Twitter, Instagram. Those are the only 2 I really use now. Don't really use TikTok anymore. But
Yeah, I don't
Twitter
blame you,
especially.
man.
Thank
It's
you
on
guys.
its way out, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But we want to
okay.
thank you for joining us, and
Yep.
we'll see you
Legend
soon.
Cole.
Yep. See you guys.
Take care. So we talked
Cole.
about the Phils' new uniforms. Now let's talk about the Phillies finding some consistency. First week, Chris, how you feeling after it?
You know, they're 500 right now, I believe. Are they 500 or they're right below it? They are. They should have won more games in that Red Series. They got screwed over by the weather. They're 3-4, so they're 1 game under 500. They really need to start like winning games now. The pitching has been pretty good. I know we had a couple bullpen blowups, but I've said it for a while. This team needs to win 4 or 5 games, or needs to score 4 or 5 runs a night to win. And if they don't do that, they lose. So I can't blame, Brogdon blowing it in the 10th inning when they only scored 2 runs the whole game. Like the offense needs to start scoring runs. That's what this team is built to do. Like they're a team with Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner. They need to go and score runs. The defense has been atrocious too. But it's early. 7 games isn't going to kill us. Look at the Mets. They suck. So, like,
You hear that, Matt?
it's not the end of the world yet, but it's getting annoying.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys as well, especially Chris. Are you concerned about the performance from Trey Turner so far? I mean, I feel like it's a little concerning. I mean, it seems like it's repetitive like last year. I mean, slow start. Maybe we need to do a standing ovation again. I don't know. But it just seems like, as Chris was saying, our defense has been atrocious. The mechanics just seem off. As well, Castellanos too has not been looking. He's not been looking well either. But what do you think though, Chris, from Trey Turner's standpoint?
I'm not as worried about the bat as I am the defense. I mean, he's been really, really bad out there at shortstop. And it's concerning because you got him for so long. And if his defense is already declining like this as it is, what's it going to look like in 4 or 5 years? They moved Stott over to second base. Now, I almost think they should flip-flop and move Stott back to shortstop and have Trey Turner at second base. Second base is a little bit easier of a position. And I think if I'm really worried about anybody hitting-wise, it's Johan Rojas. He's just been atrocious. It's a shame. It's a real shame because I really believe that the kid can play well. He's a tremendous center fielder. He just can't hit. And I think he's got 1 hit the whole season. He's like 1 for 18. He just can't hit. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, it really is because he's a great outfielder. And I mean, that's like what we've seen him do that he really strives at. But besides that, as you said before, he just can't hit. He can't at all. But yeah, hopefully this team, I mean, they are 3-4, as Chris said. They're playing the Nationals. I think they play them. What time they play them again today? I think it's around I don't know if it's 12 or they play around 3 or something like that. I got to check the time again. I forget. But they had a pretty good game yesterday. I mean, it was a decent bounce back win. But yeah, they just need to get the bats going because as Chris said before, Brogdon looked pretty awful, and they sent him to Lehigh, and they brought this guy in, that guy Pinto, who came in
Former Philly.
literally in the 4th inning, and he went freaking insane. So that was great to see. So yeah, I hope. I mean, maybe it's just the couple games, I guess 10-game jitters. I hope from the Phils, and maybe he'll start to bulk up a little bit more, and they'll get the hang of it. I hope. I mean, we're just praying for it.
Yeah. And, Dalt is pointing out Johan Rojas's offense over defense. And I agree with that to a point, but it's also like this team's defense has been so bad over the last couple years. Him saving runs out there is almost more important than him scoring runs because he's in the 9 spot. Now, the way his offense is right now, batting under 100 is not acceptable. If he can bat 220, I think you take that because his defense is so elite.
Yeah. I like the 220 take. And Rojas is like my player that I was actually the most excited to see this year because I think he was such a fun player to watch last year. He did decent at bat. He was really good defensively last year. Some of those catches that you saw, you were like, holy shit, this guy is going to be really good for the Phillies. He's playing center fielder right now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with it. I'm for 10, 20 games, 10 all day, 20. Let's see how the first 10 goes.
Might be, I don't know.
Because the first month for the Phillies is crucially important. They need to win like right now because their schedule gets harder. So if the Phillies don't capitalize and get these wins now, it's going to screw them over later.
The problem they're having is they signed Whit Merrifield. He was supposed to be that safety blanket if Rojas doesn't play well. And Whit Merrifield's almost as bad as Rojas at the bat. And he can't play defense anywhere near as well as Rojas. So it's like, what else do you do? Is there somebody in the minors who's tearing it up? They don't really have anything that's close. So, like, maybe you throw Pache out there for a little bit, but I don't know if that's really like, do you just let him try to get through it? I don't know. It's this Rojas situation is going to be tough. I can tell you this. I don't think he's going to be this bad for the rest of the year. He's been terrible. Like, he has one hit and was like a little dribbler back to the pitcher. So you can't really get any worse than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I would say give him maybe like 15 games, and if it's not improving, I say bring Pache in. I've always been a Pache fan. I think it was a good move to get him. Decent move. I mean, obviously not a starting kind of material kind of player, but I feel like he's underrated in my opinion. I feel like he's an underrated hitter, and I mean he's underrated defenseman as well. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I mean, Rojas, I mean, he's a young kid who we hope that could do well, but only time will tell. Only time will tell.
I think we're all rooting for him. We'll leave it at that, right? We're all rooting for you, kid. That's the thing about Philadelphia that I think we always get misconceived. You're not rooting for this guy. You guys hate your... Shut the hell up. We're all rooting for him. We just call it like it is. Calling it like it is. Your Sixers, KJ McCoy, have been balling. That win against the Heat, man, that's got to get you excited for the playoffs, right?
Oh, yeah. No, that was good. That was great to see. Embiid, Embiid did pretty decent. I mean, he's getting back on his feet. I mean, he looks like he needs some more speed, but he'll get back on his feet for sure. Oubre, oh my gosh. Oubre, it's such a great move that we got Oubre in the first place. I feel like Oubre is kind of like our Aaron Gordon, because Aaron Gordon was a key piece for the Nuggets last year in their championship run. I feel like Oubre is that kind of guy. Comes out of nowhere, underrated player, can get you he can get you 20 plus points a game. I mean, that's what he can do because he hasn't done that for the rest of his career. He didn't do that in Phoenix. He didn't do that in Washington. Didn't do that in Charlotte, but he's doing it here. I think he really understands the city. I know that there's some kid on TikTok that I follow, and he's like become like great friends with him, which is really cool. He gets like signed jerseys and like signed shoes. Swear to God, almost every game. And Oubre and him have become great friends, like so much that he's telling him, like, he's like, all right, I have this jersey. Can you sign this for me? And he tells him to go give it to a random fan. So shout out to that kid. I got to see what his TikTok name is, but next time I see his name, I'll give him a shout out for sure. It's pretty cool. I've seen it. But yeah, this team is balling, and they really, I mean, they're coming to crunch time. They really got to, honestly, they have a chance to not be in the play-in, and that would be great because then we don't have to go through the Celtics or anything like that. So that would be great. yeah, I'm feeling a little different about this team because Embiid is not. He's not going to be hurt during the playoffs. I mean, knock on wood. So we'll see what happens. And
Question, KJ, do you think he's fully healthy right now? 100%.
I mean, no, I really don't. But I
And they're
do think
done.
he's at least. I do think he's at least maybe 80%, maybe 75, which I think is good enough. And I think, I mean, it's better than we've seen him other times. I mean, we've seen playoff series where he's just like, he's honestly playing himself out. And I mean, like, he's injured. He's got something wrong with his ankle or his knees. Obviously, it's just, and it's always a factor with big men in the NBA. I mean, we've seen it with Yao Ming. We've seen it with Greg Oden. You've seen it with Shaq as well. I mean, like all the great big men, knee problems. That's what happens. So I think with Embiid, I think it's a little bit of a different motivation for him now. Now he wants to go get a championship, and hopefully they can do that. But I mean, it's not like he's chasing for an MVP trophy like he does every year. That's where I'm like, this feels a little different, and where I'm just like, maybe this could be something. But there's a lot of good teams out there, though. They really are.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about it, but I don't know. I'm not sold on
Anything
it
can
yet.
happen. Anything
That's
can
true.
happen, guys.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. It's when you least expect it. I'll never forget this. Rest in peace, my grandma. But one of the things she said to me, and I always love to tell the story about the Eagles, that year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, when Carson Wentz went down, I said to her, she's like, Dalton, aren't you excited for the playoffs? I'm like, Grandma, didn't you just see what happened? Carson Wentz went down. It's over. It's game. It's a wrap. You know, we all felt that way, especially after that Rams game. And the way that things were going, the regular season when Nick Foles was playing, if you guys remember, it was pretty much a wrap. She had faith. She was the one person that said, no, keep believing. Anything can happen. You never know. So ever since then, if your team makes it in the playoffs, you never really know when's going to be your time to make a run. I don't think any of us saw the Phillies go into the World Series a couple years back. One of these times, they're going to get it done. That's just how it is in Philadelphia. They hate us. They make it really difficult. They're like, you got to make it to like a championship like 10 times in Philadelphia before you get a ring. In most cities, it's like, oh, you got to make it like maybe once or twice. This city, yeah, they make it difficult as hell. So we'll see. But Sixers have been impressing for sure. Nap time. Thanks for saying that about me, man. I can't believe you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you calling me Bull, though. That tells me that you've been watching that Bull.
Yeah, spell check, bud. Spell check.
We'll get into Bryce Shiesty later, though. If you haven't, check out the meme on 302 Birds. But Eagles freaking cornerback room. They have too many corners, in my opinion. It's getting loaded. I did not like this signing. This was what I call a Howie Roseman signing. I have a poster of the guy in my office. I'm a big fan. Not a good move, in my opinion. A personal move. I like Maddox as a player, but the Eagles have so much value and development that they need to do at corner. They did not need to sign Avonte Maddox back. He's here. I'll say this. He's injury prone. When he's not injury prone, he's definitely a top 10 nickel corner in the league. Dude plays really good nickel ball when he's healthy. That's the problem. I don't know that I like allocating my money here. And I said it this week on 302 Birds. I don't know that I like allocating my money on Reed Blankenship. There's guys that you can draft and you can spend that money in other places. It's not that I think Reed is a bad player. It's that Howie's locking us into these players that haven't really proven to us, I think, what they need to prove. And it's not that Maddox hasn't proven it. Maddox has been here for a long time. It's more like cornerback is like the running back of defense. It's a very disposable position. And the Eagles, I mean, just thinking about it, you have Slay, Bradbury, you got Zach McPherson, Isaiah Rodgers, Nate, or who's the guy that they got from the Raiders?
Mullen?
Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs. I think
Yeah.
it's Nate Hobbs. I mean, there's a couple other guys, too, that they have that I know I'm
Eli
Ringo, Ricks. They have so many guys at corner. It's just like, I don't know. I thought that you could have allocated your money in other places, and it's like, let some of these younger guys get more of an opportunity. Let them develop, because Maddox is probably going to only be here a year or two max, in my opinion. What do you guys think on
Yeah,
this?
see, I don't mind bringing him back at all. It's a minimum contract, so it's like if he sucks, they're gonna cut him. Like they did this last year with was it Greedy Williams, and everybody was all excited that we got Greedy Williams, and they cut him. Like it was whatever. But like I don't mind them bringing him back. He's a solid slot corner. That's the one thing they don't have a ton of is slot corner. Ricks wasn't real good in the slot last year. McPherson was hurt all year, so we don't know what he is. Maddox, yeah, he's injury prone, but he shows that he's one of the better slot corners in all of football. So to bring him back on a minimum contract, I don't hate it at all. I still hope they go out and draft a corner in the first round or in the second round, but we'll see, man. If Howie's going to patchwork it again, I don't know, but I just hope he goes out and gets a safety or a linebacker who's going to patchwork corner.
Yeah, it just seemed like a kind of like a sympathy move for Howie. I mean, we've seen him do this with, we released Fletcher Cox one time, and then a week or actually a couple days later, we signed him back. And I mean, obviously, we don't regret that. I mean, Fletcher.
That's all money moves, though.
Yeah,
that's money moves,
right? But I'm saying though, like it seems like he has like some kind of like maybe he like there's some players saying like some like he's feeling some sympathy or something like that. They did with Darius Slay. I mean, they moved some money as well. But yeah, I guess with Avonte, I mean, maybe he couldn't find a team that really wanted him exactly. And then maybe they just kind of just figured out a deal where they're like, okay, you know what? I might just go on a cheaper deal so I can just play football. But like, yeah, he's a decent player when he's not injured. And as Chris said, what the heck? Wait, what?
Xavier's comment.
Oh, geez.
Xavier, I don't watch wrestling because I'm not a freaking virgin, bro.
We'll get into that. I'm gonna roast the crap out of wrestling in a little bit, bud. So I'll go into that in a little bit. So, but yeah, I mean, with Maddox, I mean, I think it's as Chris said, it is going to be, or Dolt said as well. I can't really concentrate with Dolt cackling like a chipmunk over there.
Sorry, these comments are great today. I like what Nap Time's saying too. Nap Time's got me cracking up.
But yeah, it's crazy because that room is going to be crowded as heck for corners. It really is. It's going to be a crowded room, and I mean, I would like to see them get McKinstry, but all right, these guys got to freaking knock it.
Yeah,
off.
Colin, you can't put some of these
showing
comments
the comments.
up.
Like, knock it off. It's enough.
You can
like,
put
we're trying to talk
up because
sports
Xavier's an idiot. Let me ask you a question, KJ. Do you think having the rest of these corners makes Maddox less injury prone because it's less time that he could be out there getting hurt? Like he has more opportunity to actually be good?
I mean, I guess, but I mean, once you're injury prone, you're injury prone. And I mean, it's just, that's how I see it. But I feel like they seem like they just want to build a cornerback room. And I mean, if there's going to be one needle in the haystack, which is going to be a good needle, I guess you could say, then that's great. I mean, we need a lockdown corner. We need somebody like that. And maybe it's a young guy, maybe it's not. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens though. Is it the comments again?
I got a good one that I just put in. Don't
dare
worry.
share that one.
I have a good one that I just put in there.
Yeah, do not show that one. No.
I know. I have one that I put in there that I just said that Colin will probably put up in a second about how he's sitting in his office looking at the fat head, being like, "Oh my god, I need to resign this guy." But I'm sure that Howie Roseman might have,
So take away the fact that Maddox played for the Eagles before. If you would have told me yesterday they signed a really good slot corner for a minimum contract who played in the Super Bowl before, how would you react then?
I wouldn't be happy about it.
Really?
And it's not that
for
really
minimum
because cornerback
they can cut.
The thing for me, it's like we have all these other guys that like you can only have 3 cornerbacks out there at once, maximum at a time. You're going to have a safety, at least one safety out there. So it's like I look at it like this. It's probably going to be Slay and Bradbury the majority of the time. Inevitably, knock on wood, I'm not hoping for it. They're both older. One of them's going to probably get hurt. Okay, that opens up more time. But then you look at the rest of these guys. I don't have the graphic from a couple of weeks ago, but I remember looking and being like, okay, we have 4 young guys that I would want out there at all times developing. Like
Yeah,
that the Eagles
Rogers-
should just
Rogers,
invest in.
Haley
The
And
other
it's like if
thing,
you
though,
have
you
too
can't just
many of
throw
a
out
good
Ringo
thing,
in
you're
the
not going to
slot
be
when you
able to
can't play
use it.
slot.
Yeah, I mean, that's why now that you mention it like that, I'm with it in a way, but it's like also at the same time, it's like Maddox is injury prone, and that's the thing that we aren't saying in it. It's like, okay, this guy played for the Super Bowl, but how much did he play during the season? So
Fair.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see it. I hope that he ends up being a really good move for the Eagles. It's just I see some of these younger guys, and I'm like, wouldn't you want them to develop? But that's my personal opinion. I totally could be wrong
I
too.
can't see how it's a bad move. Might not necessarily be a great move, but I don't see how it can really hurt them at all.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I guess I would allocate my money in other places personally. But Howie's also the GM. We'll see if that guy, Jack got his name wrong on the podcast this week. Jeff McLean is what he called Jake Rosenthal, or whatever his name is.
He blocked me.
Yeah, that guy did. The Eagles
The Jeff McLean guy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeff McLean, yeah, I've seen that guy before.
It's all right. Mike Missinelli blocked me the other day, so
He's blocked. He's had me blocked for a while. I'm a Gargano
I just
fan.
don't like
around here.
talking politics with sports, but that's a story for another day. We're not going to talk
Yeah,
politics.
I'm with you on that. But
Xavier, we're going to talk politics in the realm of the WWE. Look at him. He's acting like he's not excited, but he's like a little kid in a candy store over there. He knows he's excited.
Wait,
Here's
who?
the thing. You.
No, I'm not. I was mocking it.
Nah, you're excited.
No, I'm not excited. And I'll get into that in a little bit. Proceed.
If I didn't have to pay for WrestleMania, I would be just as excited like KJ. I'm not fucking buying it. I'm cheap as fuck. I might go somewhere and watch it, but I'm not going to pay for it. Why do I want to watch it? I want to see live when Jason fucking Kelsey comes out of the tunnel to whatever song he comes out to, Dreams and Nightmares. He's going to make an appearance. And when you think about it, Jason Kelsey is like the WWE prototype. If Pat McAfee can do it, Jason Kelsey is 10 times the athlete that guy is. Love him, respect him, love the show. But Kelsey, man, Kelsey can fly around, I bet, on that springboard. And I bet you he can do more shit than you think. So if Jason Kelsey ends up making an appearance at WrestleMania tonight or tomorrow, this city is going to lose their mind. I am going to lose my mind. I just want to see who the fuck he's going to take down. And I think, stay tuned, I'm calling it now, The Rock is going to get in the ring, and he's going to be doing some dumb shit. Like, he's going to be sitting there being like, Jason fucking Kelsey, fuck your retirement. You fucking suck. And then Kelsey's going to come out as he instigates him, and it's going to like, and he's literally going to fucking clothesline this dude in the ring. If this happens, I will be so excited. It will take me back to my childhood. Bring more events to Philadelphia. This is just the beginning of, I think, a golden era of events coming to Philadelphia. But we have the World Cup in a couple of years.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I'm hyped up. How hyped up are you, KJ? You're acting like you're not, but I think you're a little hyped.
I mean, I'm kind of hyped since you said about the Jason Kelsey thing, but that's it. That's the only thing. I mean, that might be cool. But besides that, I've said this to you. I've said this to Chris. I've said this to millions of people. I don't see the hype with something that has been proven to be fake with men in tights and what it is a fake sport. It's not even, it's a fake sport. I don't see what the hype is, how it's $2,000 a ticket and whatever. I don't get it one bit. It's overrated. And I just don't understand the freaking hype at all. So I am a hater on it. You can call me a hater about it. It is stupid. I'm sorry.
Should we go drinking to a WWE event and take KJ with us? Let us know in the comments if that's how we're going to persuade KJ. Because, like, if you go watch this shit live, you have to go in with the mindset knowing that it's fake. But, like, it's still kind of not fake. Like, there's still things that they do that aren't fake. Like, some of the moves. Like, they actually, like, fall. Now, it doesn't hurt as much as you think. But if you watch that movie, Iron Claw, or whatever it's called, the wrestling movie that just came out with Zac Efron, tremendous movie. And it shows, like, back in the day especially, the shit that these guys did was nuts. Like, they actually put their body through pain. Nowadays, it's not what you see. It's very scripted. But if you go into it with the right mindset, knowing that it's fake, knowing that you're going to laugh, it is kind of comical. You got to like laugh at it though. It's not like a serious thing that you go in like the NFL where you root for a wrestler. Like the people that do that, I think are a little bit weird. The people that have the belts on. Like I remember when I was 11, we went to one and my dad's like, Don, you guys know my dad. He goes up to a guy with a belt and he's like, who'd you beat to get that? And the guy's like, I beat the Undertaker to get it. Like, obviously you fucking didn't. You live in your mother's basement, dude. And my dad looks at the guy and he goes, I'll wrestle you right now for it. And the guy like shit himself. Like he was scared as shit of my dad for the rest of the night. So most of these guys are like that. But I think that, you know, the WWE, it can be entertaining.
Wait, KJ, don't you love Rocky?
It's boxing though. Boxing.
But it's fake.
It's boxing though.
It's a movie.
Wait,
you love Rocky,
real?
but
There's
you
a
won't
lot
watch
of there's a
WrestleMania?
lot of movies that are fake. There's a lot of movies that are fake.
And he's a fake Philadelphian too.
He
He's born in New
lived.
York.
I told you this
He's
before.
born in New York.
He lived in Fishtown though as well. He worked in
New Yorker.
Fishtown.
I
New
didn't know
Yorker.
he was in New York yet.
He did.
New Yorker. Rocky's a fraud.
That does change my
I've been
opinion.
saying
of
this.
Rocky. I'm not going to hang up my Rocky picture in here now.
And Rocky was on steroids.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Rocky was juiced up.
Rocky was juiced.
Hey,
Yeah, he got arrested for it too.
Who else could make an appearance besides Kelsey? Like, could
Rocky.
Stallone?
Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky could, I think.
Yeah, Stallone. I don't know if he's even in town, but that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of me is like, I'm excited for some people. I know a lot of my followers and a lot of our followers like WWE, so I'm happy for them, I guess. But that's just my opinion on it, though. Like, I don't enjoy it. I don't know if I'll ever be a fan of it because I know that's fake. Boston, you never stepped foot in Boston, the city, so shut up.
Oh, but he's a Boston fan.
Yeah, I like all the Boston teams, even though I never stepped a toe in Massachusetts.
Fake fan. Go to
Go to
a
a
wrestling
wrestling
gym.
gym where they.
Oh! That's where Xavier
wrestle.
hangs
I
out in
don't
the
wrestle,
wrestling
so.
gyms.
I don't need to wrestle.
Is Hornswoggle still around? That was the guy I liked.
I don't think so. I don't think
Damn it.
so. Dalton, what
I
did
love
you
when he came
think,
out with
though?
little paint
You
and
unlock
shirts people.
Hornswoggle, you motherfucker.
What did you guys think though of what Dwayne the Rock Johnson said about Hurts?
Fuck that guy.
I don't want
If
to talk
he
about The
said
Rock.
that.
I am very upset about The Rock, and this is for many reasons beyond WrestleMania. He lied
I'll
about
talk-
donating
I'll
money to
speak on
Hawaii.
it.
What, the UFL? Is it because of UFL?
No, it's about the whole Maui situation. He's a
Oh.
liar. He takes
Yeah.
people's land.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say about The Rock. I get it. It's the WWE. It's scripted. It's a reaction league. I don't like. You should have said watching the Eagles lose in the playoffs. I'm sure Jalen Hurts at home is sitting there going, okay, it's the WWE. It's a scripted league. I know that this isn't a jab at me. But also at the same time, it's kind of like, just say the Eagles. You know what I mean? So I wonder in the back of my head if it's setting something up, if Jalen Hurts is going to make some kind of an appearance at WrestleMania. Like WWE pulls shit out of their hats. That's what people forget. They are very good at that. Somebody's going to make a shocking appearance at WrestleMania. I know, isn't Meek Mill going to be there anyway? He might sing or something, but I doubt he's going to do much more than that. Somebody's going to show up to WrestleMania and make a shocking appearance, a Philadelphia icon of some sort, and they're going to wrestle in some way, and the crowd is going to lose their mind. Like, it's like almost like a picture-perfect scenario. Like, if they put
Imagine Kevin Hart
Mason
wrestles
Kelsey in the
Dwayne
ring.
the Rock Johnson.
Kevin Hart, oh my God. Same thing. If they
Yeah,
put a
maybe
Philadelphia icon in there, great idea, KJ.
That'd be
This
funny.
place is going to erupt, and you're going to sell 10 times more merchandise in your city, which is, I know, what the WWE's main goal is. Glad to see. It's also one last thing I'll say about it. With the WWE, it is very nice to see the WWE thriving right now. Now that Vince McMahon is out of the picture. That old bastard pervert is gone, and it is great to see where the
Jerry
WWE
Jones.
is at. And it's the Triple H show right now.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H, I got to give the guy props. I got to give him credit. Since he's been running this, I think that the WWE has been going very smooth, and I think it's going to actually go back to what it was. I think it's going to go back to a golden era. So I'm going to start watching again. Not every episode, but if you would have told me, hey, I'll get you tickets to Friday Night SmackDown or Raw, I'd be like, okay.
Well, yeah, it'd be great content. Yeah, of course.
If I saw Rey Mysterio too, I would probably shit my pants. I don't know if you guys saw his partner. I forget the guy's name. It's something with a dragon, I believe. But the guy had on a mask that almost looked like the eagle wing. It was sick. It was like a blend of the Rey Mysterio mask and the Philadelphia Eagles. It looked
What was it
amazing.
on purpose for the Eagles?
I think so, yeah. But same thing, good marketing. You know what I mean? To each their own. If you come out in an Eagle, if Rey Mysterio comes out in Eagles green for this match or an Eagles related mask, like I think that he's gonna, this city's gonna fucking erupt. They have so many things that they can just knock it out of the park. Like, imagine if they had fucking Tony, Uncle Tony in his Geno's fucking shirt running down or something. Like, I know he doesn't work there anymore, but like a character from Philly, you know what I mean? Like somebody like that like would fill the role. Like, you know, Tony would crush it.
They're gonna
They
bring
have
out
so much
PSG.
potential.
They're gonna bring
PSG
out
would be
Oh
fucking
yeah,
amazing. He would be amazing. I would love to see
He's
him do
perfect
it.
for it.
oh he'd be
Somebody
he'd be
like
awesome.
that. It's got to be somebody that people around the city like recognize and know. You know what I mean? That you'll be like, oh, okay, that guy works at Geno's, or oh my god, that's the Philly sports guy. Like a recognizable icon.
Well, I think he was set to wrestle the captain. I think he was set. I don't know whatever happened or whatever.
I
Yeah,
would
that
pay to
wasn't
see that.
WWE.
My
That was
money's on
something-
PSG.
Yeah, my money is on PSG. Yeah.
Sorry,
exactly.
Captain. I love you, man, but PSG.
Oh no, Captain's
an
been doing this
advantage.
fake wrestling thing for a while though.
Yeah, he has been doing it for a little while.
But
I will say
PSG
that.
has the pads. If he hits you with one of the shoulders, it's over.
No. He can't use the pads. He can't use the pads.
No, they'd have to let him.
Yeah, they would have
Okay.
to let him. He's got to be in his full costume. Like, what's the name of that wrestling league? Do any of you guys know?
AEW.
We should go check out whatever it is. I don't think it's AEW. AEW is like usually a full stadium. It's not like a freaking civic center.
Oh, you mean the wrestling league that Philly, the captain does?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that,
he was
that's
like in a parking lot somewhere the one time.
It looks fun, though. That's what I'm saying. I want to go. It looks like fun.
I've seen in
AEW.
Atlantic City. This is kind of funny. I've seen midget wrestling.
Oh god.
Swear,
that
yeah,
like?
I'm dead serious. I saw midget wrestling.
Okay, you don't
Was
got to keep saying it. What was it like, though?
No, it's called that. It's actually called that. So I'm allowed to say that because it's actually called that. So I'm allowed to say that. But it was really interesting, actually. And I mean, me not being that big of a wrestling fan, like I was like, dude, I like this better than the WWE. Like this is funny. Like this is funny.
It was probably cheap tickets, I was gonna say, and it probably was very. How many matches did you get to see? Do you remember? Like 5?
Well, they were very shorter. I think they were shorter matches. I think it was maybe like, I don't know, like 5 matches. I forget, but it was just funny. It was pretty funny.
Can we go to it? I would go to it.
Let me check.
That seems like
what
great
they-
to drink at.
They have it at
Yes.
that place called Ducktown in Atlantic City. You know that place, Ducktown? It's like, yeah, it's like some bar they have in the back of it. Like, micro.
What the fuck, you asshole? It's called micro
Wow.
wrestling.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Do you think if
KJ
we put, like,
McBased.
I'm gonna get my ass whooped by a micro person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh jeez.
They
But
would
I
kick your
saw
ass
that-
too.
Yeah, they would. They actually would. So no, but it was cool. And Dole, if I do find out what date it is,
he would kick everybody's ass in that league.
and when he
My
wins,
money's on that.
Islanders win.
That would be sick, though. I would actually pay to go see that. You
I
could
would
not
pay
pay
to
me
watch
enough
that.
money.
Him.
I would
him,
pay to go see micro wrestling. Sorry, Xavier. I want to make sure I
him
get this out of the way.
versus the ferret.
Oh my God! R.I.P. R.I.P. The ferret.
All right,
The ferret's not micro though.
The ferret would really be like Andre. The ferret would be like Godzilla in that league.
It would be,
No, it'd be like
it
Slenderman.
would be like Kong versus Godzilla. That's what it would be like.
Oh my gosh!
It would be insane. But I'll let you know. I'll try and figure out when they have it again. But I think they are having it again this year. So, and if anyone's watching from the micro wrestling, I'm sorry. It wasn't offensive or anything. Like, I wasn't trying to be offensive or anything.
They're going
like
to come
that.
kick your ass now.
They're probably going to kick my ass because they probably will. And you know what? Get a nut shot. You know what? I'll be ready. I won't even wear a cup. All right. I'll take it like a man. Okay. If one of you guys want to just kick me right in the nuts, go for it. Okay.
You just set yourself up for a free nut shot. Nobody said that except you.
I deserve it. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess Xavier's gonna have to give you a nut shot when he's
no. I said people from the micro wrestling, real wrestlers.
Would you ever get in the ring and try it if like they told you like, hey, it's fake? We want you to try this out. We want to give you like a script. I would do it.
Yeah, of course.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Of course.
Now, I have a question for you guys.
Any way to pump up the crowd. I love pumping up. You guys know I love pumping up any type of crowd. It's just natural. I mean, I freaking love it.
So this week on 302 Birds, before we wrap up, I just want to talk about this with you guys because I'm interested to hear your answer. We talked about what's more worth it to you guys, a World Series win or a Super Bowl? And it actually raised a lot of questions and a lot of debate. So what would you guys say? What would you guys say is more worth it to you, a World Series or an Eagles Super Bowl?
Are we talking about like the past ones that we've already seen, or are we talking about like if it's this year they're going to win?
I mean, just looking forward to it in the future, like from experience. Now that we've experienced both throughout our lifetime. If I told you in the future, you can either have a World Series ring or a Super Bowl ring, not just the ring, but the whole experience as a whole, the parade, the time frame, everything. What's worth it to you more as a memory, a World Series championship or a Super Bowl ring?
I mean, for me, it's a World Series just because I go to so many Phillies games in general. Like, I'll probably go to 20 or 30 this year. So, like, I'm fully invested in the team. Like, I watch every Eagles game, but like fully invest in the Phillies where I'm watching them intrinsically like a lot. And it's a longer season. It goes through ebbs and flows. And I just like Bryce Harper is Philadelphia. Seeing Bryce Harper raise the trophy finally would be amazing. Not that a Super Bowl wouldn't be amazing either, but like I was a little bit older when the Eagles won the World Series before, or the Eagles when the Eagles won the Super Bowl before. So like watching the Phillies would mean a little bit more to me just because it's been so long since I've seen them win one.
Yeah, we were all pretty young the last time they won a World Series. We were all kind of older when the Eagles won a Super Bowl. So I would probably agree with Chris. I feel like the whole thing of just Bryce Harper staying loyal to the city, he's been embracing this city as well. I think it would make it even more special just to see them win a World Series because there isn't really anybody because Bryce Harper is pretty much like the Jason Kelsey now, if you think about it. He kind of embraces the city. He's totally just like taking it underneath his wing. And it's like he's one of our own. So that's what I think will make it even more special if it happens, which Jason Kelsey's retired now. So it's not going to be as special if they win it because he's retired. Maybe he'll do a cool speech. Maybe he'll come out with his mummer suit. But yeah, maybe we'll see freaking Bryce Harper with a mummer suit. I think it would, as Chris said, would be a little bit more special.
I'll say this answer is going to shock you guys. Most people would probably think Dalton would say a Super Bowl for this. And actually, I thought about it. And if you told me I could either have one of these as a whole, I would pick the World Series all day. Here's why. You get one night with a Super Bowl. With a World Series, you get 7 nights. All of those wins, all 4, I should say, because you're not going to get 7. But all 4 of those nights that you could feel very good. You know what I mean? Like you come out of that. That's like an emotional high that you're riding. So the Super Bowl is a really, really good feeling. And I don't think a lot tops it. A World Series, though, it's like, okay, you've had this emotional roller coaster. You get 7 games. You get all these fun things to do. And not only that, you're like, cool, now I get a parade. With the Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl is a lot more stressful because it's one game. So you have a lot more to lose. and it's away.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
away.
World Series you can win at home too. I'm really glad you brought that up, Chris. There's something to be said for winning a championship at home. So I think it's baseball hands down. And it's funny because I sit in this decked out green room right now. And I think 2 years ago, my answer would have been Super Bowl all day. But as I've developed more into a Phillies fan, as they've gone on this run, call me a bandwagon if you want. I'll totally admit it.
Bandwagon.
It's been fun to watch.
Okay.
So I'm about it. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all we got. I just want to make one more quick announcement. If you guys aren't doing anything, Wednesday, April 17th, come out and these two handsome guys will be serving you up drinks. KJ's got the beer. Chris has got the vodka lemonades. I'll get everything in between. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of great guests. Philly Sports guy is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
215, Malik, Joe, Kev Nichols. The 215 girls will be there. So it's going to be really, really fun. We have Birdman coming through. The list goes on and on of guests. Nady.
Chris. Yeah, Chris Nady. Yep.
Chris Nady, I was going to say. Hockey scorer 19 is what I'll call our boy Sean, who's going to be bartending. I think I hit everybody on the list off the top of the dome. I apologize if I'm missing anyone, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So Wednesday, April 17th, 6 to 10 p.m. Come drink with us. Newark, Delaware. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. There's going to be auction items, a whole bunch of good stuff for charity. It's going to be a blast. And I think hopefully if we can convince them, the Eagles cheerleaders will be there to take pictures. They are on the maybe list as we speak. But once we get them for sure, I will let you guys know. Other than that, please subscribe to Chaos Chris's YouTube if you can. Subscribe to KJ McCoy if you can on YouTube. Subscribe to us, 302 Birds on YouTube. Make sure to follow all these guys on TikTok at official KJ McCoy for KJ, at Chaos Chris PHL for Chris, and at 302 Birds for me. And make sure to give us all a follow on Instagram at the Sippin' Sports Pod. Like you see below, we're doing a good job posting on there, trying to keep up with it. But other than that, that's all I got. Gentlemen, do you guys have anything else to say?
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it.
Go Birds.
For
Go
sure.
Birds,
Thank you
go
guys for
Phils.
watching. Go Birds, and hit that outro.
This ball boy, Tommy, I'm freaking pissed with these jerseys. They freaking suck. Little chicken to shut the fuck up. These jerseys suck. I want to vomit on them and take my dog to take a shit on it.